Penn brand manager. I want to talk to you today about a new rod series. This is Carnage 2, so think second generation of Carnage. It's going to be launched in September of 2015. That's when you'll be able to find it at your local retailer. Let's take a little look at the rod. Starting with the blank, that's really the heart of the rod. SLS technology is how we term it. So that's spiral wrapped carbon on top of longitudinal fiberglass and carbon. So there's an inner and outer spiral wrap on these rods. A lot of strength in these blanks, really thin diameters, lightweight but very strong, and slower actions. So these are more parabolic than some of the rods you've seen from Penn in the past. Another thing on the guides, best money can buy, K-guides, Fuji, Alkanite inserts. These guides were made for braids. So slower action rod, K-guides, Alkanite inserts, all that is geared to be fished with braid. These rods were meant to be braid rods. We have specific reel sizes located on the one-liner as well, which you'll be able to find right here on any of the rods, telling you which reels we recommend and which lines we recommend to be fished with these rods. If you go to the grip, you can see they're very, very textured. That's EVA underneath a rubber top coat, and you can see they're sculpted so that they're meant to have grooves for your fingers. A lot of power in this foregrip right here. You can do a lot of pulling on fish. Sculpted EVA butt, aluminum gimbal with a butt cap. When we come down here to the reel seat, you can see it's machined aluminum. This is a pack bay model here. We use this on most of the series on some of the lighter rods, especially the conventional jigging rods. We go with a Fuji nylon reel seat. We offer 12 SKUs in the boat series. We go all the way up to a popping rod, a 7.5 foot popping rod rated 40 to 80 pound, and then all your standard ratings in between. We also offer 6 jigging SKUs, 3 conventional, 3 spinning. Again, available September 2.
Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about the Twitch Reaper, which is a stick bait I use on the flats out here. That comes with 2 versions, a floating and suspending version. They come in 2 sizes, 3.5 and 3 inches. Both Twitch Reaper are wired through, meaning the hooks are connected via wire, so even if there's any kind of failure whatsoever, you will not lose the fish. The 3-inch version has a 2x strong hook, and the 3.5-inch version has a 4x strong hook. Both versions has a built-in rattle. Can you hear that? When you throw them in the water and twitch them, they zig and they zag. When you cast it out and twitch it in over potholes in shallow water, I like to work these in about 1 to 3 feet of water, suspending for the deeper one, the floating version for the shallow waters. The Twitch Reaper is an excellent search bait. So you go on the flat, you don't know where the fish are. These things will cast super far. What I like to use is a medium light, like a 7772 rod, 15-pound test braid, and the leader you adjust it accordingly, maybe 2 feet leader, depends on how far you want to reel in. If I'm fishing redfish and trout, I try to stay about 20-pound leader, depending how clear the water is. If I'm thinking of hooking onto a big snook, I want at least a 40-pound leader. Fluorocarbon is much more abrasion resistant than mono, so I would do that. You can go up all the way up to probably like 50-pound leader, depending how the water clarity is. Right here I have a 50-pound fluorocarbon leader. As you can see, it's kind of frayed. I've been catching a lot of big snook out here today. The smaller, the better if you got spooky fish. If you want to land the big fish, you want to get at least a 40-pound leader, especially for the bigger snooks. I like to use a medium light rod for the simple reason you cast these small lightweight lures very far, and the action of these things is moderate. It's not a super fast rod. Snook, redfish, and trout, they don't have super hard mouths like bass, so you don't need to set the hook super hard. Just think and you're in, especially with these small sharp hooks. The softer the rod action, the more you will land fish as well, because you don't have to react so fast to the fish's movement, where they go under the boat, where they jump and stuff like that. The rod is much more forgiving. Have a much better landing ratio if you go with a moderate action rod. And most saltwater rods are like this, just like this battle.
Specific series. It's become St. Croix's fastest selling series in its category. In Mojo Bass, we feature our SC2 graphite, which we use in more than any other models with St. Croix. But what's really cool about Mojo and SC2 is we started to build some really cool tips like extra fast and moderate deflections, things that really are dialed into the bass market. We also use an S-glass in Mojo Glass. For example, this rod I'm holding is brand new for 2013. It's a target crankbait rod for square bills, like in shallow laydowns and so forth. It loads up perfectly. You get that wet sock type hit where you hook the fish nice and deep, but it's super accurate and a little bit shorter than our 7.4 we had last year. So the series is really dialed in with 17.
watching. Product buying link given in description.